Hi everybody, welcome to All Games New and Old. I'm David Rodriguez and today I'm going to be unboxing Age of Heroes and I'm very excited about this. Why? Because this is doing something that a lot of other games have sort of failed to do in the Marvel Universe. They started with the A-listers. They started with the X-Men. Ooh, I love the X-Men. I like the Avengers too, and I understand in this day and age Avengers are probably much more well known. But you gotta understand, in the age that I was buying comics, which has been now, at least a couple decades where I was like seriously into it, the X-Men were like the #1 thing. Maybe kind of Spider-Man, although they were doing some weird stuff with the storylines over there. But X-Men were it, like the biggest thing out there. They were it, and I absolutely love them. So I'm glad that WizKids decided to make this and not have the X-Men show up in like the 30th expansion or whatever, Marvel Champions, but they actually start off with the X-Men, and I couldn't be happier. So let's turn this over and we'll see what it says. Okay, Marvel Age of Heroes is an epic strategy game in which each player commands a duo of X-Men who are dispatched to defeat villains and complete objectives in unique and challenging scenarios. The winning team will collect resources, manage their skills, train their mutants, and outpace the competition, earning victory points on the way. Rodney Thompson, co-designer of Lords of Waterdeep, weaves the theme and strategy together through a mix of mutant placement and resource management. Scenarios, asymmetric abilities, mutant ally cards, and scoring conditions mix in endless combinations for uncanny playability. The cards and game boards have a gorgeous dreamscape art effect, as if a powerful telepath is seeing them through Cerebro, and players' heroes are represented by a set of striking, full-color acrylic standees. Teams include fan favorites like Wolverine and Jubilee, Jean Grey and Cyclops, Forge and Storm, and more. And then it says it plays 60 to 90 minutes, ages 14 and up, 2 to 5 players, enlist allies to fight for Professor Xavier's cause, use uncanny mutant abilities in critical missions, and defeat classic villains in 3 unique scenarios. Very cool. So, I will say the cover art, I meant to mention this sooner, it looks like it uses some kind of like a watercolor thing, which is interesting, although not my favorite way to see comic book art in general, actually, but depending on the character, some of them I like more than other. I think Wolverine looks really weird on here, but Jean Grey looks great. So anyway, I don't think that's actually how the art is throughout the whole game, but yeah, that's what it is in the cover, and it's one of those things where I was like, oh man, I don't know if I like that as much, but a game about X-Men, I'm gonna get it. So let's crack this sucker open. I think. There we go. There we go. Took a second. Now, it mentioned that this is by one of the co-designers of Lords of Waterdeep. And I've heard this game actually has a lot of similarities to Waterdeep, although also some differences. But I think, from my understanding, is if you played Lords of Waterdeep, when you play this, you're going to notice a lot of similarities. So that's something to know about. If you don't necessarily feel like you need a game similar to Lords of Waterdeep, maybe this isn't necessary for you, but I mean, I love Lords of Waterdeep. A little twist on it is fine, and when it's the X-Men, I mean, this is absolutely a no-brainer for me, so I'm very excited to get this. Alright, so here on top is our rule book, and let's take a look and see how many pages it is. You've got kind of a breakdown of the phases on the back, and then it's basically 17 pages. So, let's go ahead and flip through here. Shows you all the cool components. Looks great. And of course your setup. Alright. So, it doesn't look too, like, super text heavy. Although there's definitely plenty there, but, pretty standard size rulebook, I would say. Alright, and these are going to be our acrylic standees. And one thing I'm noticing is that there's multiples of each character, so there's like a whole bunch of magic down there. We have Gambit, Cyclops, Jubilee, Wolverine, Jean Grey, Rogue, Forge, Kitty Pryde, Lockheed, and Storm, and there's multiples of most of those, not all of those. So I'm not sure exactly why that is, but I'm sure it makes sense as we learn the game, but those look nice. And here we've got a bunch of, looks like all sort of bad guy stuff. So we have Avalanche, Pyro, Toad, Blob, Sabretooth, Mesmero, Lady Deathstrike, Sauron, and then Juggernaut, Omega Red, Mystique, and Sentinels. the Silver Samurai, the Shadow King, Mr. Sinister, and Master Mold. Then we got some of the acolytes here. So we have Acolyte Delgado, Acolyte Carmela Unuscioni, I'm not sure how to say that, and Acolyte Amelia Vote. I'm not sure how you say that one either. And then we have some character boards, looks like down here as well, for the different team-ups. All right, so we have, let's see, Acolyte Suvik Senyaka, Lieutenant Frenzy, Lieutenant Exodus. Here's Jean Grey and Cyclops' board. Lieutenant Fabian Cortez, Lieutenant Colossus, and Magneto. We got Gambit and Rogue. And we have Magneto. Yes, I know it's supposed to be Magneto, but I think that sounds dumb. And I've always said Magneto, so I'm just going to say Magneto. Horseman Death, Horseman War, Kitty Pryde and Lockheed's board. All right, Horseman Pestilence, Horseman Famine, and of course Apocalypse. And it looks like Magic is kind of on our own here on the board. That's kind of interesting. Okay, and then this is interesting. It looks like we have different sort of Apocalypse through different eras. So we have Ensaba Nur, Lord of Clan Akaba, and Father of the Araki. There's Fortune Storm there. All right, we got a whole bunch of tokens that mean something. I'm sure of that. All right, let's look at this board. I'm curious about it. I think it's kind of a long board, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, oops. Whoa. Okay. All right, yeah, definitely kind of a longer board. Has dormitories, research lab, the danger room, Cerebro, the medical bay. So a lot of stuff going on here. I'm assuming down at the bottom here is our victory point track. So this is, if I'm not mistaken, a competitive game, which is one of those things where I think it's kind of weird. One of those things they do with superhero games that don't always entirely make sense. Like, oh boy, you know, like Apocalypse is out there trying to destroy the world. Hey, I got an idea, X-Men. Let's all compete with each other to see who kicks his butt first. I don't know. That doesn't make sense. They would work together, but whatever. Okay, I can get past it. Maybe there's some kind of reasoning they give. I sort of doubt it. All right, we've got a bunch of sort of wooden discs there of various colors. Wooden cubes of various colors. Wooden pentagons of various colors. And then sort of looks like, kind of like meeples, I guess. I mean, it's like the top part of people. So there's stands for all our wooden standees. Like really big silica gel packets. That's something. All right, then we have little tiny cards and we have regular size cards. I think I might, well, all right, we'll look at the little ones. I wasn't sure if I was going to, but it looks like at least has some art on the back. I'm guessing these are cards that are specific to individual characters because the one we have on the back here is Forge. Oops, let me zoom in real good as far as I can. All right, I'm gonna move this box aside so that it's not creating issues with the focus. Okay, let's just take a peek. I'm assuming these are all just for specific characters. Yep, okay. Storm Magic. Lockheed. Kitty. Jubilee. Wolverine. Gambit. Rogue. Jean Grey. And Cyclops. So, excellent. Then, let's look at these. I'm curious about this because I think these are going to have like ally cards because it has characters that aren't actually characters you play as in the game, or at least they don't have their own character board. So I'm curious how deep these cuts go. I'll be curious. Banshee, I don't know if Banshee's a deep cut or not really. Like, he, I feel like he's not one of the more well-known X-Men really, but I could be wrong. I don't know. He's kind of in a weird spot. I said Banshee, Beast, Dazzler. I really liked Dazzler a lot. Not so much in her disco days, but when she had like the blue outfit she used to wear, that was pretty cool. Dr. Cecilia Reyes, Emma Frost, Iceman, Moira McTaggart, Nightcrawler, Sage, Anole. I'm not sure. I don't know that one. That's so they definitely have people that are newer than my readings. Chamber, Cypher, Husk, Well, some of the Generation X people. I don't know that they're still Generation X, but whatever. Mondo, Pixie, Skin, the Stepford Cuckoos. Hooray. I just love the name, the Stepford Cuckoos. Honestly, I don't even know if I've read a story with them in it, but I just like the name. Sync, Cannonball, Megan. Wow, we're getting deep there because I don't even know if Megan still does anything anymore. It's just like the boring name, like just Megan. I've known plenty of Megans. But anyway, Multiple Man, Rachel Summers, Polaris, Quicksilver, Richter, Siren, Strong Guy, Sunspot. It's hard to show you this because my thumb wants to be right where their pictures are, and I'm trying to show you the pictures. Wolfsbane. She's kind of a different setup on her card. I don't know why. Professor Xavier, all new X-Men, Angel, Bishop, Colossus, Psylocke, Sunfire, Armor. I'm not familiar with Armor. Dust, Ink. There's a lot of these I don't know anymore. Karma, I know her. M. I liked M a lot. Magma, Boom Boom, Cable. I'm just not a fan of Cable. I think a lot of people really like him. I've never dug the guy. He just kind of, he's fine. Captain Britain, Domino, Feral, Havoc, Shatterstar, Warpath, Mirage, Rockslide. Again, these maybe are skills because extra effort, fastball special, yeah, special kind of moves. Found Family, Mission Prep, Secondary Mutation, Show of Force, Team Building Exercise, Unlikely Allies. Yeah, Magneto. Interesting. All right. Tactical Adjustment, Advanced Classes, Show of Force, Graduation Day, Training Exercise, Holiday Break, Clash with Acolytes, Reinforce the Mission, Small Victories, Shifting Loyalties, Graduation Day, Training Exercise, Holiday Break. Am I repeating these? I think I am. Okay. Okay, and then we have... These might be missions, because there's like Fall of the Mutants Parameter 1, 2, etc. And Children of the Atom, Fatal Attractions. So these are, as you might notice if you're a big fan, names of some like big storylines. So, interesting. But yeah, that's it. That is the entire game. And I, for one, am really excited to give this a go, just because I love the X-Men so much. I really do. They're fantastic. I wish I could keep up on comics, but comics are so dang expensive now, and it drives me insane. So anyway, I don't know what's going on with the new comics, but I can at least play as some of my favorites in this, and I hope it's a great game. You know, even if it is kind of more similar to Lords of Waterdeep than I need, I mean, that's a fantastic game, so I could do a lot worse. But what do you think of this? Are you interested in this? Are you like me and you keep wanting to have more X-Men in your Marvel games and they keep starting with Avengers and doing that forever and it takes them forever to ever get to the X-Men and it's very aggravating? That was a long question, but if you feel the same, you know exactly what I mean. Do you like the art better than I do? I mean, will you get this if you already have Lords of Waterdeep? Again, I don't think it's an exact reskin, but I know it has similarities, so just putting that out there. And let me know your thoughts. Let me know if this has intrigued you a little bit about this game. This just came out, so I have no idea if this is going to be a hot seller or not. I pre-ordered it, so who knows. But yeah, just let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear that. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit like and subscribe and click the little bell icon so you can know about the next time I put out a video. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you all around the table again at All Games New and Old. Bye. If you enjoyed that video, you might also like this one.
Or this one.
If you like any of our videos, what you should do is click this little button to subscribe so you'll know about the next time we put out a video.
We'll see you around the table.
Bye.
Bye.